Hello, it is Sunday, October 13th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday puzzle today, which means we're going to be solving a big themed grid entitled Manual Dexterity. We'll find out what that's all about soon. I assume this won't be as difficult as yesterday's very tricky Saturday crossword, and this hopefully slightly more approachable edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Mike from Vermont, Dre, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the incorrigible Sheeler Beeler, the indefinable Charlie Paget, and the indecipherable Ray Grant. Thank you so much to the 6 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, keep this series going day in, day out, and for that, I'm very grateful. Thank you to those 6 and to everybody who supports the Patreon channel. If you'd like to do so, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link. You can find there the bonus videos available to patrons. And for benefactors like those 6 I mentioned, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug as well. And you can also support the channel, of course, by subscribing on YouTube, which is a big help. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice, friendly chat community linked in the description field. And now let's give ourselves plenty of time to solve this extra big grid, Manual Dexterity, which has been constructed by Gary Larson, who I think has constructed around 10 puzzles for the New York Times, and Doug Peterson, who's constructed several dozen. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. Let's start solving and see what's going on thematically. What kind of dexterity will we require, manual or otherwise? Massive stars. I actually don't know. What are massive stars? Well, I was going to say I was trying to think of an astronomical term, but then I realized it could be referring to celebrities, like the A-list or something. That would actually fit and would be sort of implicitly plural, but let's look at the crosses. Texter's Shrug. Texter's Shrug. IDK, I don't know. I was trying to think of anything that could fit that, and that one might. Massive star. Oh, so, right. So if it is celebrities, it could be idols. So let's see if that works. Pet for Pebbles in cartoons. Oh, is that Dino or Dino from the Flintstones? I think Pebbles is the child from one of the children from the Flintstones, maybe? No. Is it? Is he or she? I don't even know. I think this is right, though. I think that's a character from the Flintstones because they all have sort of rock-related names like Barney Rubble, etc. Pebbles. Got by. If you did okay, you got by. I think that's probably right. It will all come out in the wash. An odor, right. You literally wash the smell out of your clothing. Flood-prone area, lowlands, or lowland maybe, would be flood-prone. Let's see if that works. Oh, here's a theme clue. Title for a tutorial on music composition. Know your notes or something. I'm wondering if know is going to rhyme with notes, maybe. I'm not sure. Competed in a biathlon, right. If you competed in a biathlon, one of the things you would have done would have been to ski. Is it skiing and shooting? I've always been fascinated by the sports that end up combined in these events. Susan, who wrote The Orchid Thief, Susan Orlean, who wrote The Orchid Thief, which was fascinatingly adapted into the excellent film adaptation. Nah, I guess, probably. So this looks like maybe knowing the notes or something. I don't know. I'm just obsessed with that sort of slant rhyme, but I'm not sure if it's correct. Impromptu, something impromptu. If you give an impromptu speech, it's an ad hoc speech. It's given sort of on the spur of the moment. What has some holiday spirit? Eggnog is an often alcoholic holiday drink, so it's got spirit in it. Associate of the gods Pathos and Himeros, longing and desire. Eros, I would think. Let's see if that works. Tired routine, like the god of love and lust. Tired routine. A rut, yeah. If you're in a rut, you're just kind of doing the same thing every day. Workplace regulator, for short, OSHA, which governs workplace sort of occupational safety. Ford's only Supreme Court appointee. Oh, interesting. This is Gerald Ford. Whom Gerald Ford would have appointed to the Supreme Court. I don't know offhand. Will I recognize when it goes in? We'll find out. Blow. For the wind to blow, it sort of gusts. And then what is this? Maybe it is knowing the notes. Yeah, okay. That seems, yeah, I think I was on the right track with that. Title for a tutorial on musical composition, knowing the notes. It might not be right, but I've wanted it to be in there, so I'm going to put it in and see if it works. Easy blank, long time craft product. No, it's not right. Okay. Knowing the scale, because this could be easy macaroni and cheese. So after all that was my rhyming was useless. Train in the Washington-Baltimore area. I don't know. Is this a? It's probably a public transport network, but let's see. Loads. SCAD of something? No, you'd say SCADs if it were loads. I don't know. Oh, it's knowing the score. And this is a lot or a ton or something. Title for a tutorial in musical composition. You're scoring. You're writing a musical score. And knowing the score is, of course, a common phrase. I don't know why I didn't immediately jump to that. That should have been my first guess, but it wasn't. So it goes. Golfer McElroy. Oh, I think I've heard of, probably via the crossword, Rory McElroy or McElroy. Is that right? I don't know. Surname of 3 baseball brothers. I definitely know this from the crossword, the Alus. So that's definitely right. Loads. It is a lot. And then Tickle Me Elmo Maker. Is it Tyco? That's a toy company, I think. Signs with lines. Cue cards. Yes, okay, so cue cards would have your lines printed on them and they're held up for you. So this is MARC is the train, I guess, in the Washington-Baltimore area. I don't think I've ever taken a MARC train. So signs with lines, cue cards looks right. I think these must be correct, though. The only uncertainty for me is Rory and Mark, which are both proper nouns, which is always dangerous to cross. So I'm not certain that's right, but it's my best guess. Actress Gardner, Ava Gardner. Stevens is, okay, there we go. So that's Ford's Supreme Court nomination. And then spot for a stud, you could have your ear pierced and have a stud in there. Blank paneer, Indian dish, saag paneer. So that's spinach and paneer cheese, which is a great dish. A primer on playing dreidel. Going the... I don't know, dreidel. So you're spinning, or you're referring to a top. Going, I don't know. I can't quite see it. I'm not good at these, apparently. Island off Greece's northwest coast. I should be able to get this, but I can't right now. Some ICU workers are registered nurses, maybe, or medical doctors or something. Creative spark informally. Well, it's not idea because that's not informal. It's, don't know. Okay, so who are the ICU workers? They're probably RNs. Oh, yes, they are, because that would allow the island off Greece's northwest coast to be Corfu, which is certainly valid. So creative spark is I don't know. I can't, informally. I keep trying to think of normal words. I need to think of something that's contracted or abbreviated. But I can't. Enjoys a lazy Sunday, say. Loafs around, maybe solving a big crossword while doing that. Docking spots. I don't know. Spanish for foolish. I don't immediately get that either, annoyingly. Underworld thug. A goon, maybe? Did he really just say that? Gasp. And the brackets are slightly loose in terms of what they can convey, but often, as in this case, they mean to represent a non-verbal sound, so a vocalization, like a gasp, but not language. Okay, if you're in the center of something, you're amidst it. And then a high-end hotel chain, Omni is an international hotel chain. Garage job could be an oil change. Yes, there we go. So here we have SNL, on which Maya Rudolph has played Kamala Harris in brief. So that'll be Saturday Night Live. There we go. Volume on vapor dynamics. Picture, no. A volume, so a book. I don't know. It's not doing very well with these. Come Dancing Band with the, I don't recognize that offhand. Docking spots. Aware of, if you're aware of something, you're hip to it, like a trend. Serious suffering is agony. Spanish for foolish. Oh, I wish I knew what this is. Come Dancing Band. Doesn't ring a bell. Farewell performance. Swan song. There we go. Beverage one shouldn't shake well before serving soda. That would be a bad idea. Kristen, formerly of SNL of 50 Across, is Kristen Wiig, I certainly recognize. So keep in the cellar, perhaps Keller, I guess would be the German version. Keep in the cellar, perhaps, would be to age it. Uncovers would be digs up. Trough call would be, so pig's trough would be an oink. And come dancing band. Oh, the Kinks. All right, okay. I wonder if I'd recognize that if I heard it. It's a great band, certainly. Okay, so volume on vapor dynamics is a pickup guide, Why do I not see what this is? Docking spots are... What? I don't know. I don't know why I can't see what this is. Spanish for... Oh, it must be Tonto. Is that where that character's name comes from? Picking slips, docking spots. What does that mean? Sorry, what am I missing there? Docking. I can't... I think it must be this because I don't know what else this would be other than picking. I'm sorry about that. It's probably overwhelmingly obvious, and people will tell me in the comments, which I always appreciate. Okay, so a volume on vapor dynamics. Picking up steam. Oh, I see. Picking up as in learning something. So, right, these are all about learning something, I guess. Yeah, title for a tutorial, a primer or a primer on playing dreidel. Okay, going for, I don't know why I can't see that. Okay, so I'm not doing very well with the theme, but we're plodding along. Creative spark informally. Oh, is it inspo for inspiration or inspiration? Inspo sounds plausible, although I don't think I've heard people say this. Bodies of work would be your oeuvres, your sort of whole canon of creations. Okay. So Kingmaker. Oh, Serta or Sealy, the sort of co-official mattress brands of the New York Times Crossword, both of which begin SE, so that's not actually helpful for me. Potato, yam, or cassava are tubers. There we go. Well, so potato, yam, or cassava would be a tuber because we're only referring to any one of the three, so it's not pluralized. Water brand whose name is an adjective in reverse. Evian, which I've seen people very much enjoy pointing out, is naive in reverse. And then a slugger's stat is RBI, which I think is runs batted in, which I pretty much learned for the purpose of the crossword. Kingmaker, right, so Serta, not Sealy. And then go us, yay team. Lead into brewery, microbrewery, there we go. Ship's kitchen is a galley, there we go. A step-by-step guide for throwing breaking balls. Learning something, obviously, but what? For throwing breaking balls, what on earth? Learning to... I have no idea what that's about. I'm sure it'll be a very good pun when I get it. Kind of question, a yes-no question. Symbols of toughness in a simile, tough as nails. There we go, of course. Oops. And like the leftmost candle until the final night of Hanukkah unlit, because it's eventually get there and light it one a night. Looking discomfited. If you're pained, you're looking discomfited. I don't know. Sheets and pillowcases are linens for your bed linens. So looking, maybe it is pain. That seems a bit too straightforward for some reason. Thankless types are ingrates. There we go. They're not very grateful. Bottom of some columns, the sum maybe in a spreadsheet or something. Here a blank, there a blank, everywhere a blank. Oh, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo moo. That's from the children's nursery rhyme Old MacDonald, or the song. Okay, churn up. To churn up is to toil, to till. No, that doesn't fit. Not sure. Self-centered sort, an egotist. There we go. Someone who's egotistical, narcissistic. Joule division. So these are units of work in physics. So an erg is a small unit of work or energy, I guess. And then incessantly bother is to nag at someone. There we go. Barrel-shaped containers are probably ends with an S. Turns, states, evidence. So if one turn, that means sort of snitches on fellow criminals. So sings. There we go. So casks, like an ale cask, a beer cask. There we go. Okay, or a wine cask, maybe more accurately. Pokes fun at would be, don't know. Worth having. If something's worth having, it's of use, maybe. That would make sense. Let's see. Free of extra charges would be no fee. And then pokes fun at is, probably ends with an S. Salts, seasons, or it's too long. Sea dogs, sailors, old salts, tars, I don't know. Cloisonné material, I don't know what that is. Do I? I don't know. Maybe it'll make sense when I see it. Parish priest, a vicar. So I really associate that with Church of England or Anglican priests, a vicar. A primer on playing dreidel, going over the top. Ah, that's what it is. Okay, there we go. So a dreidel is, spinning top. Okay, and then balderdash is rot, nonsense, tripe. Alternative to Hinge or Bumble, so these are dating apps. Tinder is a very famous one. All right. Cloisonné material would be enamel, I guess. Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, it's a material that sounds like it would be used in something called cloisonné, some kind of, I don't know, porcelain or something maybe. 2020 nonfiction bestsellers, subtitles, The Origins of Our Discontents. I'm not sure offhand. Some chamber groups, octets, so chamber group, a group of, usually fairly small ensemble of musicians. So here we have octets would be groups of 8. What is this? The Origins of Our Discontents. How do I not see what this is? The word is almost done. Is it a name? Oh, caste, like the caste system. That's probably what it is. The Origins of Our Discontents. That would make sense. Okay, like a sort of a born into class system. Okay, so substitute for E on a license plate, maybe. The number 3 is often used to represent an E in many contexts, including, I guess, license plates. To put into motion is to activate, or to put something into motion, to actuate it. That's probably right. Any of the light blue properties in Monopoly. Oh, are they avenues? I didn't realize. Certainly didn't know the color coding of the streets in Monopoly. Apply more varnish to apply more varnish to would be to something. Right this second. Step 2 or something like that. I'm not sure that's right, but I'm going to put some things in to just test them in the crosses in a moment. Recipient of 21 Academy Award acting nominations. What? Meryl Streep? That is ridiculous. So something's wrong here. Distortions in the space-time continuum. Warps, I guess. So this is not, pronto is what it is. There we go. So to turn away would be to evert something, to sort of turn it around. No. Oh, avert, to turn away your eyes. I see. And then a bunch of bills is a wad of cash. Interior design would be decor. And to apply more varnish to would be to recoat, of course. So how many elements on the periodic table have the letter J in their names? None. That's an interesting and slightly surprising fact. Over or under? Odds? Like over, under? I don't think that's right. Over or under? Off? So if you've guessed something and you're over or under, you'd be off relative to the proper answer. Let's see if that holds. Seriously. Not sure. Sooner State City. I don't know what the Sooner State is. Is it Iowa maybe? I'm not sure. Beret bearer. Okay, I don't think this is right. Who would be a bearer of a beret specifically? I don't know. Calm, serene, calm, placid. Touched down, alit, so landed like an aircraft or a bird. Stereotypical prom experience, a limousine. And does that help with this? Seriously, believe me, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Sooner State City, oh no, this doesn't look right. Does it? I don't think so. Beret bearer, oh, tet, head. So, right, not wearer, bearer. Did I say wearer? I can't remember if I did. In any case, it's the tet, the head in French, because it's the thing that bears the beret. I was wondering if the accent there was signifying French, and it turns out it was. I was wondering, is that just New York Times style guide sort of to include the accent on beret? But I would think it's a pretty integrated English language word borrowed from French, so we don't generally use the accent in English. So it did actually refer to the French language in this case, very subtly, but it did. And so the answer is in French, tête for head. So over or under, okay, I was right with odds, so it's a bet. So this looks strange. Enon, is that right? Enid, maybe. Oh, it's not a limousine, which is misspelled anyway. It's a limo ride. There we go. That's what it is. So Enid is a city in Oklahoma, maybe. So maybe Oklahoma is the Sooner State. And apologies to anyone from any of the states I've mentioned if I'm wrong. Harder to come by. Rarer, yes. Pokes fun at. If you mock someone, you poke fun at them. And then learning curves, clearly. So a step-by-step guide for throwing breaking ball. Oh, sorry. Okay, my complete, ignorance of, well, I guess not complete, but my almost complete ignorance of baseball did not allow me to spot that when this said breaking balls, it meant a ball that you pitch in baseball and it breaks, it curves. So yeah, it didn't occur to me at all. But clearly that is the answer, learning curves. So there we go. Level, if something's level, it's even, it's true. It's straight across. Navajo painting medium, a skin, like an animal skin or hide. I don't think that's right. Blank Le Gallienne, star of 1920s Broadway. I mean, it looks like Eve, right? Salts is, seamen. I was right about, tars, salts, sailors. So that was correct. I just needed a different word. Okay, Navajo painting medium is, sand maybe. So it's this Eva La Gallienne. Email button is send. There we go. So sand. Okay, good. Taken for granted is assume. You take something for granted, you assume it. A handbook on raising kids. Something in your goal, raising your goal. I mean, like raising children. No. It couldn't be raising because it says that in the clue. Never mind. Rearing. I don't know. Is this goal? Stock exchange worker is not sure. A trader? Your goat? Oh, kids, baby goats, kids. It is goat. So this probably is a trader, like a exchange floor trader. So churn up. Okay, I'm still not sure about that. So something your goat. Churn up. Roil. Oh, if you churn up water, you sort of roil it. Okay. So Simpson's judge, right, Judge Lance Ito was the judge in the O.J. Simpson murder trial. And blank probandi, burden of proof. Onus probandi, probably? I'm not sure that's right, but let's try it and see. Edict issuer and fiddler on the roof. Yes, the czar is the distant oppressor and fiddler on the roof. And then figure of interest to an admissions department would be your GPA, your grade point average, if you're applying to university, say. Apartment building VIP would be the superintendent, and a DIY manual on other DIY manuals. Tooling or no, not sure. Dex in brief. KOs, like knock someone out, maybe? I'm not sure that's right, but let's try it. Oh, tackling. DIY manual and other DIY manuals. Tackling. I'm so bad at these. Bulletin board piece would be attack, like a thumbtack, maybe? I'm not sure that's right. Oh, but maybe, because repetitive sound would be an echo, of course. And then Sky's the Limit, Notorious B.I.G. song. Okay, so there we go. So it probably is tack. And then hurt, if you're hurting, you're achy. You've got some pains. A modeler's need. Oh, maybe not. Is this not tack? Is it back? No, modeler's need. And I'm going to delete these, even though I think achy's right, just to remind myself that I'm not sure what's going on there. Lock, a tress of hair, a lock of hair. And then an earthbound bird is an emu. There we go. Flightless bird. River to the English Channel. The Seine presumably goes to the English Channel, right? Does it not? Maybe not. Come to. Amount to. Blank Owl, one of the superheroes in Watchmen. Night Owl, spelled like this in a sort of commercial way, maybe? I'm not 100% certain that's right. I have read Watchmen, but I don't remember this. Let's see. It was a long time ago. Fork-tailed bird. I'm not sure. Newspaper section. The Metro section, maybe, if it's a city newspaper. River to the the Somme, of course. There we go. That's the river. Okay, sorry about that. Shangri-Las are idyllic places. Edens, there we go. And then a fork-tailed bird. Oh, a tern. Oh, right, okay. So there we go. Oops. Tackling dummies. Why? What? No. Tackling dummies? Is that a phrase? It must be. That must be used in wrestling practice or something. I don't recognize the phrase tackling dummies, but I can imagine why they would exist and what they sort of might be. And I think what this is referencing is the Dummies series of manuals or instructional guides or introductions to topics, mathematics for dummies, it's that sort of thing. Okay, so Castaway's Call is SOS, right? The sort of international distress call. And then I think we've looked at everything else here. Great. So let's find our way into that slightly uncertain area. Looking discomfited. Maybe it is pained. And then modelers need. Oh, data modeling. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking of someone modeling something physically. So that is right. So it is tack and achy. Good. Okay. So, getting your goat? That's a phrase. A handbook on raising kids. Getting your goat. Is that right? Why would that be raising them? Getting your goat. I guess getting as in having a goat produced. I think this is right, because getting your goat is certainly a phrase. It means getting on your nerves. So I think that's right. The Holy Grail, e.g. Not sure what we're looking for there. Relic or something, I don't know. Beethoven's Third Symphony. That's known as the Eroica, Heroic Symphony. And government-backed investments are T-bonds, treasury bonds, yeah. Attack medieval style is to what? It's going around. An orbiter orbits around. Tilt at. So a knight would tilt at an enemy, with a lance on horseback. Okay, so that's correct. And then to be extremely angry is to. Is this right? To be extremely angry. To boil? Maybe. T-bills, maybe this is. Treasury bills. Okay, so let's see if that works. To boil. And then light ditties are lilts, so maybe a little tune, a little melody. And then panache is éclat, so panache, or I don't know, you could almost say sort of swagger maybe, or you do something with real zest or style. Delectable is tasty, okay? And then the Holy Grail, a goblet. Okay, well, there we go. And then to dump, no, it's not to dump, it's a dump, like a messy place is a total sty, you might say, a pigsty. It's even though I know that pigs are considered very clean animals, we nonetheless use that phrase. And then delectable is tasty, and there we go. So that was the Sunday crossword with a widely explored theme in the grid, consisting of a number of different sort of manuals, tutorials, and guides. We have a title for a tutorial on musical composition, knowing the score, on playing dreidel, going over the top, on vapor dynamics, picking up steam, on throwing breaking balls, learning curves, I guess you'd say, on raising kids, getting your goat, and finally, on other DIY manuals, a fitting conclusion, tackling dummies. There we go. That was the Sunday crossword manual dexterity. Right, I forgot to even reconsider the title of the crossword, but we have manual dexterity because of course, we need a bit of, I guess you could say, sort of mental dexterity to unpack all of these puns around manuals. And there we go. That was that. Did we actually use the word manual in the crossword? We had what? We had tutorial, primer or primer. We had volume. We had a step-by-step guide. We had a handbook. Oh, we finally did end with manual on manual. So the final clue, in addition to being slightly self-referential, also did in fact refer to the puzzle title itself. So there we go. That was the Sunday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the Monday edition of the crossword. Should be a bit more approachable than this, and certainly smaller and faster. So join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.